Hi everyone and welcome back to the Bods. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join me today for a extension to our Easter MOC. I did this tiny corner over here, the little carrot house, and then the little bits of planters, and then some shelves for a tiny MOC for a log meetup. You can see there's some storytelling in there. He's painting the eggs ready for Easter, and one of the next eggs he's going to get is actually a crocodile egg. That's going to be an interesting thing for him. But I decided that even at the time I wanted to extend that, mainly because I wanted to add this set in, which I'd built. So this little egg one, nice little set. And I thought that could be a nice entrance to a bigger garden. So we started building the bigger garden, and I'll show you how far we've got. We worked out the sort of size we could get. It's two 16 by 16 plates and then an 8 by 8 plate this way. So that's 40 studs deep. And then wide wise, it's three 16 by 16 plates. And we've worked on it pretty hard. So my daughter built this section over here with all the trees. She just did that all by herself without actually knowing this was going to go into our MOC. And I was like, actually, those trees are really nice. They'd look really great in this garden that I want to do. So I sort of explained the idea. And so those went into the back corner. As a family, everyone was building sunflowers. The sunflowers started off on the little path bit. I told them that we needed flowers here. They went a bit crazy with sunflowers. And I kind of said, I feel like they should be like at the back on a wall as such. Because if they're not against a wall, they're going to flop. You always see sunflowers against a wall. So they did that. They've added some details in there, like we've got a ladybird, we've got bees flying. This butterfly seems to have got a bit out of hand there. But I really love the little sunflowers, and I think they pop nicely. And you have to have one that's taller than the wall, in my opinion. So that's standard. You have to have that. We started working on some more little planters. So I've got some strawberry plants to go in there. Ian did those. So like I say, this has definitely been a family effort. We've got some lettuces. That was Hayley. And this one falls apart if I move it, so I need to be careful with that. But I'm still laying out the garden, which is why they're not attached. But these are cauliflowers, I think. I've got one corn on the cob there, just a placeholder. It's not actually... It needs some leaves and things to make that a bit better. And I should be able to find a second corn on the cob somewhere. No idea what's going on here, but there's antlers, which is fun. So I think we need a bit more planting going on in here. We've got a little beetle. But I really like Ian added to this border to it, which I think gives it a nice shape. And we've got the little fence behind with the caps on the top as well. We did that on a live stream. Same the other side. Just needs a bit more detail. And then I wanted to create like a path through here. I need to take that jumper plate out and do a bit more pathing here, but sort of a path up and into the garden. And you will have seen in the brick haul that I've got these really cool bunny coin type things, but I really hate how it looks. So I wanted it to go up into the centre of the garden, and then this would be like a place with a bench for someone to sit. And I cannot work out why I don't like it. I like it more adding this because it kind of gives some continuation from that bit. So the plates on the side look good, but it's hideous and I don't know why. And I'm sad. I tried to add flowers along the side, and again, I thought that looked hideous as well. So I took them all off. We worked quite hard on this little pond here as well. That was frustrating to try and get the pieces. I don't know how it's looking. I'm quite pleased with it. And I think it adds a nice element to the garden. And then my daughter worked on this little blanket here. I said to her, oh, let's put under the trees someone having a picnic. And she decided it was going to be the squirrels having a picnic, which I love. So I think that's looking pretty good. So I think what I need to do is try and prototype some different ways of doing this path. And in fact, Ian said maybe instead of a bench, or as well as a bench, put a fountain in the middle. I don't know if I'm going to get to that. This is all going to be done before Saturday, which is when we're taking it to a show. So it really needs some work. And I think I've got some more planters to go in as well. So we've really got to step up the game. I'll show you some prototypes on the path while I work out what I'm going to do to that, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I finished off edging this path apart from that bit up there because I don't have a piece like that, and I've added in some larger sort of paving stone things, and I do like that better actually, so I maybe need to add some more, and I'm probably going to want to add in these ones, the long 1x2s, or 1x2 tiles. They're not long, they're 1x2, into there if I go for that route. But this is my other option, and that is like an actual patterned design, which I quite like. I have also, so I wanted to see what it looked like in the grey, because I have grey, I don't have this colour. That's literally all of those ones that I have. And also halfway up started changing it to be a bit more like I could stop on a half one of those, and I think that's just going to make it look a bit stripy, so I don't think that works. I think that's preferable, that option there. But I think maybe this is going to work. I'm going to see what the kids like when they get back, because ultimately it's a collaborative effort. I won't have time to get your feedback on it because this video will be out the day before we actually take it. I did try this as well. I don't think I like that. It just looks a bit mishmash, but I think this is probably going to be the option, or it will have to be the grey here. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I still value your opinion. I can always change it afterwards because we're not breaking this mock down. The intention is to have this all boxed away and then each Easter add on some more panels, because it's really fun doing this. And we've focused heavily on Easter bunnies, but we've got quite a lot of chicks. I bought some chicks as well in the brick haul that you'll have seen on Wednesday. So maybe we need a section of the garden for chicks. Plus, it's just a nice thing to do as a family. So it's a day before we show off our new mock creation at the Eastleigh Brick Festival, and we have finished the path. We added in some larger 2x2 dots. I think that was enough to mix it up. And actually we also made it thinner. That was Leah's idea. She thought that the path was too wide, and I think that gives it a really nice shape. We've added a bench with 2 bunnies sat on, and in fact a little fountain as well, because the bunnies are very much in love with the heart on the top. I think that's a really cute little detail. We've added another little bunny over here. He's blue and he's being painted by this guy. I don't know why. We're debating whether to put a few more bunnies sort of lined up ready to be painted. I don't know why they would be volunteering to be painted. I thought he was just being mischievous. We've got this new person here, little lady balloon seller. So she's got some balloons, and we're also going to use like the heads from some minifigs to add a few more balloons in there as well. I just need to find a few more heads. We've got a little gardener there with a watering can. Leah's added an alpaca in there as well. There's another one hiding over here. We need to finish off these 3 planters as well, so that that's more dense and populated. And then we've got this guy who was a recent builder minifigure. He's got a cute little fluffy tail at the back. He's going to be greeting people as they go in. So that's pretty much all I have to do, is sort out the balloon cellar, add a few more plants in here, maybe find a few more bunnies for that, and then we are done. I think it looks lovely. I'm really pleased with how it's gone. And the best part was doing it as a family. Talking about doing it as a family, Ian mentioned that we needed this sort of waterfall. I thought that was a great idea. But then for some reason he decided that maybe it would be better as a statue. And instead of having that, he started building. He was just in here with us while we were building the actual thing, building a statue. Now, do you want to see his statue? Wait for it. It's ridiculous. It's a frog statue. I mean, look at the size of this thing compared to the mock. I mean, it's really cool. I see what he's going for. We need more grey pieces, and it needs a bit more work on the legs, but it's not going to fit. But he had fun. then that's the important part, right? Okay, I've finished off all of my planters now. So we've got corn on the cobs. I found my farmer's market truck. That gave me a lot of those. We've got some grapes. We've got some chilies, all from the farmer's market truck. So that area looks really good. Nice and full. I have created my balloon cellar, which I'm super proud of. So that's using some of the Animal Crossing heads, which were annoying because they have like a cross axle head as opposed to just a minifigure connection, and so we had to put pins in those, and they are a bit wobbly. They don't stay in one place, so I'll have to keep an eye on those. We've got a little canister here that the balloon seller is blowing up a balloon. We could not find a colour of this sort of connection piece and a head that were matching unless it was black. Not sure I'm entirely happy that it's black, but it's not as cheerful looking as the rest, but it's a nice little detail. And we've got the little white bunnies queuing up to be painted. I found a whole bunch of Friends bunnies. There's one over there in the corner. They're kind of creepy looking, but I'm just trying to add as many bunnies as possible. I've hidden some alpacas as well. We've got 3 alpacas in there now. I kind of want to do a hide and seek with this. I filled these out as well. A little bit more. Look, there's one hiding in there. I think this would be a really good candidate for that kind of, can you find this many bunnies? Can you find a blue bird or whatever, like that kind of thing. But we've got 3 tables to man and only 2 of us, and we're selling stuff, and I don't really want to be splitting our focus too much, so I think it will just be on display. But I am super duper happy with it. I think this is one of my favourite MOCs to date. Not large, easy to transport hopefully not much falls off, but full of stuffs. I'm really happy with that. So let me know what you think in the comments below, or come along and see it in person. Let me know your favourite part, and if you want to see other MOCs that we've done, I will link up our MOC playlist at the end. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. See you later.